Marlon Wayans loves being naked. NERDSoul. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing you that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people, today? Oh yeah, we about to get into another wonderful episode of movie reviews, and we're talking about naked. All right, before we get started off, straight up, this is going to be a spoiler review. It's on Netflix. I know it's kind of new, but most people have probably already seen it or decided whether they wanted to watch it or not. So, people that seen it, let's just talk about this movie. The first thing that I noticed is that Marlon Wayans loves to be naked. Like, even if you look back at the Wayans Brothers show and like other movies he's been in, he always puts being naked as part of his comedy. I don't know what it is. Maybe he just love being butt naked. Sometimes you just gotta be free. Gotta do what you gotta do, man. It's liberating for him. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny. So you take funny and liberation, and that's what you got, because Marlon Wayans is going to be very naked in this film. Like, they're not lying when they say naked. You know how some movies, they might give you a little something in the title and you think you're gonna get a lot of action or maybe a lot of horror or suspense, and you don't get a lot of it. Well, in this one, you're definitely in store for a whole bunch of naked. So let's talk about Marlon Wayans' character. He's a very interesting kind of carefree guy, about to get married. Seems like everything's all good, but his attitude doesn't seem becoming of someone who should be getting married, at least not right now. And what I mean by play into this is that you have a lot of people that don't like his attitude and his outlook on life, like the family. Regina Hall plays his, wife-to-be, his fiance right now. And of course, her dad is President Palmer himself. And trust me, as the businessman that he is not feeling Rob, aka Marlon Wayans. I'm gonna just use their names because that's just who they are. So Marlon Wayans is really playing Marlon Wayans in this. And it's interesting to see how far President Palmer may go to kind of maybe not get Marlon Wayans to marry his daughter. Or maybe it's someone else, because inside of the premise, we know that somebody is trying to make sure that this wedding does not happen. And when it comes to those people, one of those people could easily be Loretta Scott King Devine herself, who plays Marlon Wayans' mom. Homegirl is the most singingest / non-singingest lady in the wedding party, because during, the whole, I guess what you would call like the intro, the processional, whatever you want to call for the wedding. I don't know wedding stuff. But bottom line is, she's there at the beginning and homegirl is singing mad Negro spirituals up in that joint, while your boy Marlon Wayans is knocked out, drunk, dead, straight sleep inside of an elevator, which of course we see in the trailer, which he keeps waking up in over and over again. And we know that now he's waking up because he can't get right for this wedding. So before we move on, let me remind you that you can find me at Black Hollywood Live. That's right, first online network for African Americans. Is super dope. And you can find them on blackhollywoodlive.com, where they have celebrity interviews, after shows, sports talk, geek, nerd, tech, the whole shebang-a-bang, daily with live streams on youtube.com/Black Hollywood Live. So of course we have seen this movie before. The bride and groom show up, then you get like the old flame comes in, and the old flame is the dude in the Navy from Scandal, and he is top quality douche in this. Dude shows up in like a Lamborghini. Of course, he's like everything Marlon isn't, and Regina Hall is kind of like over him, but dude is still trying extremely hard, and so hard that Regina Hall's friend is actually digging him, but he's like, nah, son, I ain't feeling it. So it's just funny to see a premise like this that we've seen tons of times with a slight Groundhog's Day twist. And of course, the Groundhog's Day twist can get a bit overdone, but they find a way to keep it fresh and funny in this, enough to keep you involved. Now, I'm not gonna say that this movie is gonna win any awards by any stretch of the imagination. And there's some times that are extremely silly when this just becomes a Wayans movie. And I got love for y'all Wayans. All y'all Wayans, it's like 110 of y'all. Y'all like the Wu-Tang Clan of comedy. But straight up, y'all movies do get to the silliness sometimes. And sometimes this does fall into that where it may or may not be enjoyable for you depending on how much you like that type of slapstick comedy. But altogether, this movie, it has enough cameos, it has enough charm on it, and it has, a very like broad general message that we've seen in kind of like these romantic comedies before, where it's like, hey, I'm fast and loose and free, and I gotta kind of like, kind of get my stuff together because I love this woman and I want to marry her. And what we end up seeing is just an interesting journey on how he goes about learning how to be a better man so that he can go on and marry this woman. Now, inside of this, we have a lot of craziness, a lot of comedy, some slapstick stuff, and some genuine great, I guess you could say scenes. What do I think about it? Well, I think I'm gonna end up giving this a solid 3. This is a solid 3-star film. It's on Netflix. Should you see it? If you're down with Marlon Wayans and Wayans type comedy, I'd say yeah, it's definitely for you. You should see it. If you're not into Marlon Wayans, this movie might not make you a believer. But I do think it's entertaining enough to have some fun. You and your lady can watch it, or you and your man can watch it, or whoever. And just maybe just a group of friends that are just willing to see Marlon Wayans running around naked, screaming, because that's usually what he does. But it ends up coming off with a lot of charm. And the movie at the very end is cute enough to leave you with a good feeling inside. You're like, you know what? I had a good time. This guy, he learned some lessons, and some of the friends learned some lessons, and I'm happy about that. Now, my favorite part before I get out of here is the scene where Marlon Wayans is fighting against the ex-boyfriend. That scene is just gold to me. It comes off very, very like genuine, but in a comedic way, and it's not too slapstick. I think it's a lot of fun in that. So guys, of course, now my question to you is, what is your favorite part of Naked? Holla at me, I'ma holla at you. Down in them comments, let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and of course, your favorite moment. Hopefully, it's not Loretta Devine singing, even though, girl, you know what I'm saying, you can carry your tune. I'm just saying the character you were playing, she can't sing. Nah, she ain't singing. And whatever you was wearing, the ensemble, just leave that. Just leave that on set. Don't even wear that no more. So before I get out of here, guys, you got to get your Thursday on, and I got to get ready to watch a whole lot of Marvel's Defenders tonight. It's going to be crazy. Stay with me up all night if you wish. So tell y'all to hit up ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right. Check me out. All my videos from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that is right there. Then you can hit up shop.thatnerdsoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. And don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right. There is no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. And my shout outs go to LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please, man, be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. And straight up, if you wake up in an elevator and you're butt naked, slap every camera, every mobile device out of people's hands and just walk out. Walk out with your head up in pride. Be proud of what you got. Peace.